Hi, I'm Wendi Eckstein, and we're here today at Better Body Pilates to learn everything there is to know about Pilates. And here to teach us is the goddess of Pilates herself, Mari Pratt. Thank you, Mari, for having us today.
Thank you. Welcome.
So tell us about Pilates. And for someone who doesn't know anything about Pilates, what is Pilates?
Pilates is a form of exercise that helps your entire body. It helps tone and lengthen while stretching during the hour that you're working out.
Got it.
So you're constantly, with weight training, you end up getting bulky. Whereas with Pilates, you stretch during the exercise
To create
the long, lean, beautiful muscles.
Got it. So how did you get started in Pilates? What was your introduction to Pilates?
I got introduced to Pilates during the time I was working in a physical therapy office. I was a physical therapy assistant going to school, and all the equipment was there. And we were dealing with a lot of rehab clients, but thereafter they were able to go on and do further exercises onto the equipment.
Because they were stronger. Got it. And so what did you find with these patients? That they had overall body strength, or their injuries were healed and that was the end of Pilates, or did they incorporate it in their lives?
No, it seemed like it healed faster. We worked a lot with physical therapy. There's a lot of low back pain, shoulder pain, and with Pilates it worked so well with physical therapy that once you strengthen your core, your lower back pain would start to feel better a lot faster, and it prepares you for surgery and many other things.
Right, and then healing after your surgery.
Yeah, thereafter.
Wonderful. So if we were to just walk into a studio, what would we look for in a Pilates studio, and how often should we take Pilates classes?
Pilates studio, make sure that they're all certified, that the instructors have gone through school to a certifying school, not just one of those weekend courses, an actual school that has to be about 300 to 500 hours.
Okay, that's a lot of schooling.
So it's
your
body.
Important, yeah.
It's very important.
Yeah, it is important.
You can create a lot of injury if you don't do it correctly.
Okay, and so we know that the instructors may have 300 hours. That's what we're looking for. What about a studio? I mean, this studio is beautiful. What if someone doesn't have the benefit of coming to a Better Body Pilates? What should they look for in a studio?
Number one, certification. 2, insurance. Make sure that they're insured. And with anything, you could be a great instructor, but if you don't patch well with that person who's
your client,
who you're working with, you're not going to stick to it for that long.
Okay, so personalities.
Personality. It's not just about the course. The person has to be actually nice and willing to work with you.
Got it. And how often should we take Pilates classes?
Like anything, 2 to 3 times a week to see good results. If you're only going to do it once a week, it's going to take a lot longer. It's the time that you can put into it. The more you do it, the better you'll feel.
Now, when you're first starting out with Pilates, is it better to take group classes, or is it better for private instruction? What's the rule of thumb?
I tend to recommend doing privates first, and then once you get the base, the structure, then you can go on to your own doing other things, doing groups, or even semi-privates. But yeah, privates I tend to, because then you have more.
It's a one-on-one relationship with the instructor.
Yeah.
Okay.
More corrections.
Got it. Oh, and that would be really helpful when you're just learning, so that you can feel that you're doing it safely and you're protected.
Doing it right.
Yeah, doing it correctly to reap the most results from your exercise. Now, what's the difference between Pilates and yoga?
Well, with Pilates, you have the machines, whereas yoga, it's mainly your body weight. With Pilates, you have other resistance with the springs, And I think with yoga, I'm not, I don't do yoga myself, so I can't comment too much about it. But I know at a certain time your body starts getting used to your own body weight. So the whole challenge part, your body muscle memory, you need to be challenged.
So then with Pilates, then your workout can be altered to suit where you are as a student.
Correct.
Okay, so it can become more challenging each and every time.
Exactly.
Now, what is the difference between the East Coast and the West Coast methods of Pilates?
East Coast, I would say they're more traditional, the more original Pilates-based exercises. They tend to not modify as much as the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the East Coast traditional,
right.
Where you have to finish the exact beginning exercise. They have a certain amount of exercises that you should be doing. Once you get that, then you go into the beginning, or into the intermediate, then into the advanced. Whereas West Coast, they just adjust it towards your needs. So if you are athletic, I wouldn't put you on a beginning exercise.
Got it. So you would.
I'll still teach you the basic.
Right.
But I won't stay there for a month teaching you beginning exercises.
It's again cater to your ability.
Your needs.
To your needs. Wonderful. So when we're starting out in Pilates, is there you start with one specific exercise and you move on to another? There's what's the word I'm looking for? There's a formula. There's a routine that you follow. You start with one exercise and then you flow through. What's the normal flow of the routine?
Again, it depends. If the East Coast would have the footwork, then you would do a certain thing for your abs, and there is a structure to their method.
Got it.
Whereas my way of teaching, or West Coast, if you have an injury, for example, your elbow,
yes,
you can't exercise, so I wouldn't probably do any arm exercises, and I would just start you off with something else instead of just doing the footwork.
Got it.
Or upper body exercise. Create a lot of injuries.
So what I know about Pilates is that, studying with you for many years and being a wonderful, reaping the benefits of this wonderful studio, I've seen athletes come, I've seen people with golfing injuries or tennis injuries where they're just using one side of their body. I've seen them come here and become really balanced athletes, and even stronger, better athletes, because they gain range of motion and they become just all around, their core is strengthened, and so they have more balance in doing their favorite sport.
Yes. And I remember, I don't know if we can bring this up, but remember your car accident, how well you rehabbed because you were doing this, and how strong you were.
That is true.
And you rehabbed in
such
quick time.
I did, and I also didn't have to have back surgery because of my Pilates experience, and that was really a wonderful thing for me.
Right. And it got you fit pretty quick.
It got me very fit. It is. And I'm looking forward to going back to Pilates. I've had another injury, and I'm rehabilitating for that, and really excited to come to these